everyone. Jax here. Uh, Today, this video will be different than the others because I didn't want to always make how does it hold up videos. So, this one is more about, well, my problems with some consoles I played. The only exceptions that there will be are those that are pretty much the first big console that the company got out. Like, I won't talk about the NES, the PS1, and the first Xbox. Like, those are examples. I won't talk about them. But the other consoles I will talk about and it's only those that I've played, I won't do any bias. Like, even though my favorite console is the Xbox 360, well, I'm still gonna include it. It still has problem. So, and also I will, place them into companies category. I won't go generation by generation with each console, just the one that I've played. So, first console I'll talk about is the PS2, since I'm gonna start with the PlayStations. The PS2, my main problems with it, and it's a problem that every PlayStation, in my opinion, has. It's the placement of the joystick on the controller. I think it's not as comfortable as the Xbox. Like, for example, with Xbox, well, your thumbs are pretty symmetric like this, but with PlayStation, they're not. It's like this. So I always feel like it's a little bit uncomfortable to hold a controller like that, where it's not equal everywhere. Well, dang it. Yeah, I got a new phone and it doesn't have a case, so it's really slippery. I don't like that. I'm gonna find a quick way. I'm gonna try to hurry and get the money to have a case on it. But yeah, that's one of my problems with the PS2. Another problem I have with it, I don't know if it's on every PlayStation. Like, I've heard a lot of people will, it can still do it, but mine couldn't because I don't have it anymore. It was rating movies. Mine could not. I don't know why. I tried with a bunch of movie and never could. So yeah, if you tell me if that's like a different model thing, or if it's just my PS2 that's like it was slightly getting old, so it couldn't it anymore. But yeah, and now the PS3. My problems with it. Well, there's the frame rate. I'll be honest, that thing is garbage in the frame rate. And my problems with it are also the fact that it kind of felt most of the time like a cheap version knockoff a little bit of the Xbox 360 in a lot of ways. Like, yeah, that exclusive. Like, I won't judge you if you buy it for the exclusive. If you don't buy it for the exclusives, I'm like, why didn't you just take the Xbox 360? Like, I feel this one is the better option because it runs games mainly better. And don't bring the Blu-ray thing because, well, both console would cap at 1080p anyway and 60 FPS, so there weren't really a reason to say the Blu-ray. Like, both console at the same image max that they could output. I don't know how to explain it. I'm freaking dumb. But yeah, I don't know why you would choose the PS2 over the Xbox 360 if it's not for the exclusive that you buy it. If it's for the exclusive, I'm like, yeah, they're pretty good, like God of War, Uncharted. They're really good choice of games. But if you don't care about the exclusive or it's not your type of game, then why not just buy the Xbox 360? Also, well, another problem I have with it, it's like some people say that yeah, the frame rate gets better when you tweak the settings, but I don't want to tweak the settings for every game I want to play just so it's slightly better. Well, that's pretty much it for the PS3, and I still think it's a solid console overall. Like, you remove the Xbox 360, I would have bought the PS3. Like, I would not just have stuck to the PS2. And well, now there's the PS4. I think the problem with it is mainly the fact that it takes so long to load games. The fan is so loud. I think that the touchpad they added is kind of useless. Like only like handful of game uses it. Yet I never understood the point of that. And there's also the false advertising saying that a big reason you should buy the PS4 over the Xbox One is, oh, with PS4 you can share games. Well, guess what? You can do it with the Xbox One. That's how I got Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. My uncle shares the game with me. That's literally how I got it. So yeah, but I can understand and the fact that since Microsoft did not imply this into their marketing, I can understand why some people would not know. Like it's kind of both companies' side. I won't blame a company too much of a company over the other, although I still think it's kind of false marketing. But yeah, for the PS5, I didn't touch that console too much, but with what I saw, heard, and a bit of what I've played, well, first problem, it's the lack of exclusive. Like, almost every game that was supposed to be an exclusive is now on PC, so why even bother in buying a PS5? You can just have it better on PC. And the only exclusives that it has is just spamming Last of Us and Astro Bot. That, I'll be honest, Astro Bot's just not my type of game, but I won't judge you. Like, you can buy if you want, I don't care. It's still a pretty good console, but it really lacks in exclusive, which was one of its main marketing, the exclusives. Well, it does it barely has any. Well, there's also the PSP. I'm not sure what to say about it. I did get the time to play it that much before mine broke because I had the reflex to try to put a game like it was a DS, like an idiot. Yeah, I'm a dumbass. I don't know why I'm an idiot. That one's on my fault. So yeah, I barely got the time to play it, but I'll be honest, being able to play like games like GTA Vice City and things like that on the go while you're at it, it can be pretty fun. I won't lie, it's pretty fun, just that the resolution is kind of shit due to the screen, but that's what you can expect back in the day. So yeah, I won't judge it too hard. So now we switch company. Let's go with Sega. With the Sega Genesis, my problem with it's the pad. Like, what kind of pad is this? Like, couldn't they just do a pad like there was on the Xbox 360? Like, yeah, I know there's a lot of generation between them, but the Xbox 360 barely uses its D-pad that it's better than the Genesis, which was its main way to control your character, so yeah, it feels kind of dumb. Um, and there's also the sound that's clearly worse than the Super Nintendo, although still pretty good. It's still worse than the Super Nintendo in terms of sounds. And there's also the art boxes for the game, like the art box. It kind of looked weird at time, like I don't lie. Especially when you're in Europe, like Sonic's Trees is a box art was terrible to the max. So after that, we got the Sega. Well, I tried the Sega Dreamcast a bit, but not by much. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Sega. I barely touched their consoles because, well, they're not doing them anymore, and I don't have the money to use thousands of dollars to just buy a Dreamcast or something like that. So yeah, that's it for Sega. Now let's get to. I'll go with Xbox. So like I said, there won't be any bias. So let's start with. Like I said, I won't touch their first Xbox. It's their first attempt at an Xbox, so I won't talk about it. So the Xbox 360, although my favorite console, still has problem. Like the fact that most games are capped at 30 FPS, I think it's pretty Like, come on, like Sonic Generations was able to run at 60 FPS most of the time on Xbox 360. Why can't more games do it? On it, that was kind of a problem. And there's also the fact that, well, it didn't add a lot of exclusive. Like, there was the Halo, which are pretty good games, but it's not my type of game, so I won't really buy them. So yeah, other than for the fact that I think the controller is better than the PlayStation and that it runs games better, yeah, it still has a lot of problem. But it's mainly my favorite because of the games that were getting out at that moment. Like that, those years I think were peak gaming. So now the Xbox One, which is the console I'm playing right now. Well, my problems with it is that I think input delay on certain using certain controller, like for example, wired controller weirdly has more input lag than not wired controller, which is just stupid. Like why? How could how? Like wired controller is supposed to have less input lag. There's also so many things you have to pay just to play online. Like you need the ultimate Game Pass to play online. Like what? Well, at least that's what my uncle told me. I don't know. I don't pay this shit. But yeah, it's still pretty pricey to do a lot of online stuff. And I think that the Xbox 360 controller was better overall. So yeah. And now the Xbox Series S. I didn't play the Series X, but the Series S I played it. It pretty much has the same problem than the Xbox One, except that the controllers have a lot less input lag. I'm using an Xbox Series controller, and it really works like wonders. So pretty good. I think it's pretty good, but yeah, there are still some things like the fact that on the Series S there are no DVD player. Like, come on, bro. Oh, I want to play on DVDs. Let me play on DVDs. And I know there's the Series X, but the difference in price is like, bruh. So yeah, for Xbox, that's pretty much it. Now Nintendo. I won't talk about the Super Nintendo because I think it's a pretty good console. It still has a few problems, but I think like for its time, the problem weren't really that problematic. Like you can just look over it like it's nothing. So the N64, well, first obvious things out of the way, the controller, like that shit is garbage to the max. I never liked it. It's a really bad console overall. I'll be honest. Like other than for Smash Bros, Banjo Kazooie, also well, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and and some of those games. I'll be honest. I think that games like Mario 64 are just so terrible. The original, I played it on an actual in N64. I had a nightmare of a time. Like that game is not playable to me. If you call it a masterpiece, it's because you're just you're just a Nintendo bias, or you just don't want to admit some of the problems that the games has, or you're one of those speedrunners, so you like those bugs. But if you're not a speedrunner and just want to casually play, this game is not great at all. Like I think the DS version is so much better when you compare it to the N64 version. Well, there's also the fact that since it uses cartridge instead of DVDs, it was pretty lackluster in terms of, well, the maximum quality it could put out. Now, the GameCube. The GameCube is one of my favorite Nintendo consoles since it has my favorite Mario game that I've played from yet. It got Mario Sunshine, but I will still not put any bias. I think the placement of the main buttons is terrible. Like, what is this? Like, I don't like it. I think that the joystick and the bump and the triggers are really good, but only putting one bumper that is just clicky and terrible, and the placement of the buttons is really bad. Also, the D-pad is just so small. It's like why? But other than that, I don't have a lot of problem with it. Like I I think that the exclusives are really good on the console and things like that. So yeah, there's not too much to talk about. Um, Now the DS. Well, the 2DS to be more precise, since I own a 2DS. I think it's a really good portable. Like I think it's pretty underrated in the DS family, but still, the fact that it doesn't fold really puts the screen into vulnerability if you're not careful. Like if you're a really reckless child, it could break some problem. But even there, mine survived. Well, I say survived, but it survives. I still have it. Well, it's not in my house right now. I sent it to one of my cousins so he could clean it up. He's an expert in that, so yeah, I decided to let him do it so I wouldn't F things up trying to open it or something like that. So yeah, maybe in the future I'll do a a video on the how does it hold up with my 2DS. But I really think that the DS lineup overall is a really good one. There's still some problem, but hey, for a handheld, it's pretty good. And now there's the Wii, which is my favorite. Well, it's my favorite Nintendo console. I didn't play it too much too, but the fact that I can play Wii U games is already a big point in my book. So yeah. There's the exclusive that it has. It has pretty good exclusive. It's a really good family game, and there's Smash Bros. Brawl, and there's Sonic Colors, there's Sonic and the Black Knight, Sonic and the Secret Rings. There's the Mario Galaxy that I really wish I would have played because, well, my cousin had the first one, but since it's not multiplayer, well, we didn't bother playing it when I was coming over. So yeah, it is Mario Kart Wii, which I think is a really good Mario Kart, even though I think that series is kind of mid overall. But yeah, well, the biggest problem I would say for the Wii, it's mainly is power, like the fact that it's barely over PS2 in power. Like it's clearly more powerful, but not by that much. Just that is like why, like it's a generation after, and you're barely reaching those level of powers. Like come on, man. So yeah, that's mainly my problem with it. It's power because most games are really small in size and doesn't have a lot to offer other than big fun. But yeah. Now there's the Wii U. The Wii U, I think it's underrated. Like you can play Wii games, which is already good. I'd say the big problem of it was his marketing and the fact that people thought it was an accessory, which I thought it was pretty dumb. Like when it got out, I was like, what, 4 years old, and I immediately understood it was a console. So I never understood why people thought it was an accessory. But yeah, and I think that the exclusives of the Wii U, some of them are really good. Like yeah, well, Mario 3D World, Smash Bros. Wii U, which is my favorite Smash Bros. Smash Bros, not Smash Bros. What am I saying, bro? It's not like a boss, en français. Well, also for the Wii U, I think one of the problems is the fact that you can't bring the Wii U pad everywhere you want to go. Like you're obligated to be at a certain distance to the Wii U so it could work. And there's also the Pro controller, which was kind of eh. But yeah, those are my problems with it. It's not a lot of problems. I really think it's underrated. And I just effed up my start there, but whatever. Now the Switch, one of my biggest problems with the Switch is the fact that it uses cartridge. There's also, of course, Joy-Cons and things like that. And there's also the fact that most of its exclusives are just are just Switch ports of Wii U games or follow-ups of Wii U games, which is like, bruh. Like, although I like the Mario Maker series, which is my second favorite Mario game, Mario Maker 2, like, come on, bro. Why? Like, the fact that it succeeded, even though it was just like a secondary Wii U, it's just like, that shows how dumb some people are of buying things. Although, without the Switch, we wouldn't have Ultimate and things like that, but I could live without those. Um, the Switch 2, well, I still haven't played it, so yeah, I can't talk about it. well, that's that's one of my parents making food, and could you please, could they please just turn it off now? I'm doing a video. All right, finally. Yeah, sorry about that. All right, now with what console haven't I talked about yet? Well, now I'm just going to talk about, I guess, PCs and things like that. because I still have some problems with PC. Like, one thing I find it kind of stupid with PCs is just that PCs can still play games even when they're clearly not powerful enough. Like, you could have garbage ass PC that would still recommend freaking Sparking Zero and things like that. I'm like, why would it still recommend it? Like, clearly it won't be able to turn it up if you have a garbage PC, and yet it will still offer it. There is also just the fact that PC's price could still be really outrageous. Like, a lot of people say, oh, you can buy a PC that's stronger than PS5 for like $700. No, because yes, you bought a PC, but you also bought your freaking graphic card and things like that were thousands of dollars. Like, yes, you bought a computer, but buy the screen, buy the keyboard, the mouse, and everything, and it's still pretty pricey. Like, yes, Steam is a really good place to go, but if you're not a Steam fan and use something else, well, a PC is not all that worth it. Like, oh, you think keyboard and mouse is superior than controller? Well, you can just plug a keyboard and mouse to your console. Like, there's still lot of issues I have with PC. Like, if you bring mods into the play to, like, oh, it's superior, I'm like, it's just completely optional mods. Like, why are we always bringing mods? Like, kid, we just enjoy games like they are. Or if you need to bring mods just so it shows that, yeah, it's not, the game is clearly not perfect. Also, the fact that games on PC are really, but really buggy. Like, with my cousins, like, with his computer, there's so many glitches in some games. I'm like, bruh. Like, that's the problem. Some PC gamers will never blame their PCs for not running a game smooth and will just blame the game for not running smoothly. Looking at you, the gaming reef. If you know him, you know him, but he says that Frontiers is terrible due to soft locks and terrible performance, but that's just his PC. My Xbox One never soft lock with Sonic Frontiers, never has problem turn with well, it's still a smooth gameplay experience. Like, don't blame the game, just buy a PC that can run that freaking game if you're that much of a PC gamer. Or, like, this one is more of a problem with some PC gamers. Not everyone, I won't blame everyone. Like I said, I use a specific a specific example that I showed that it is something, and I just fell off, man. I'm just gonna restart. But yeah, it's not a problem with PC for this one, but really a problem with some PC gamers that are just saying that a game is bad, even though it's clearly their PC the problem, not the game. Like, I hate those people. Like, if you're like that, just stop being a gamer if you don't understand the basics of how a freaking computer or console runs a game. Like, come on. But yeah, those are pretty much my problems with a lot of consoles. Right now, I'm not stopping the video in case I remember a console that I haven't spoke about, but I've played them. But yeah, I think it will be pretty much it. If you want me to talk about first consoles and be as realistic as possible about them, well, yeah, just tell in the comments. I will do a video about that too if you want. But yeah, those are pretty much my opinions. You're not obligated to agree, it's just what I think about things. And if you want me to talk like this about other things, well, just tell in the comment. Like, you could tell me every like Mario games, Sonic games, whatever that I've played, and every problem I have with them and things like that. So yeah, just share a comment about it. Yeah, I would have hoped to finish the video on the note where I have a S rank at least, but an A will do. Hello. No, well, I guess we're going downstairs. yeah, at this point, it will be kind of quiet. I'm still gonna try to fill in the blanks in the meantime. But yeah, just share your comments. If you want me to rank consoles themselves in a video, just tell me too. One day I might do it. I have in mind to do it, but that's when I'll have a computer and have recording, some recording programs on the computer and things like that. So yeah, it won't be for a little while before I will do a tier list and things like that. All right, so yeah, that will do it. So have a great time.